Okay, thanks, Sober. Hi everyone, I'm Jayanth. I'm from Bangalore. I have over 8 years of experience as a software engineer. So today I'm going to talk about a small study that was conducted several years ago in Stanford. There was this professor called Walter Mischel, and he conducted a series of important psychological studies on children. And one of the experiments in this series was called the marshmallow experiment. I think most of you might have heard of this already, uh, but this experiment goes like this. So there are several children who are part of this study, and each child is called into a private room and given a marshmallow. So marshmallow is like a snack that children like, apparently. So then the researcher tells the child, every child he calls into the room, he tells the child that he's going to leave the room. The researcher is going to leave the room. And if the child did not eat the marshmallow when the researcher was away, when the researcher comes back, the child would get another marshmallow. But if the child eats the marshmallow before the researcher came back, then the child would not get another one. So this is the study. Like there are many children. Each child is in a private room with one marshmallow each, and told this condition. Basically, one marshmallow if you eat it now, or two marshmallow if you don't eat it. So what happened when the researchers like so basically when the researcher left the room, what happened was some children immediately ate that marshmallow. They just jumped on it and ate it, even though the researcher had told them that you cannot, like, if you don't eat it, you'll get one more. Some children just ate it, and few of them tried to resist. Like they are children, right? They tried to resist, but then eventually gave into the temptation and ate it. But surprisingly, very few of them managed to wait the entire time. So this was the experiment. This was the study. But the actual interesting part of the study came years later. So these researchers who were involved, they followed each child through their lives, like for 40 years. 40 years they followed that child, what they did, and then whatever they did in their life, they just followed them. So what they found was, over and over again, the children who managed to wait like the entire time without eating the marshmallow, they succeeded more in their life in whatever they tried to do than the remaining group who actually ate the marshmallow or who could not resist the temptation. So it might be in their exam scores, it might be in their lifestyle, they lead a healthy lifestyle, healthier lifestyle, or maybe handling the stress in their life, or even the social skills. They were better at social skills than the rest of the people. So what does this experiment tell us? And what was this experiment about, first of all? So this experiment was about how who could delay the gratification by waiting. And in other words, it showed how delaying gratification is critical to succeed in life. So you can see this everywhere. Like even if you look at your life, you can see it everywhere. So you can delay your gratification, like by cutting down the time you're spending on your phone, in your mobile apps, like social media or anything. Just delay your gratification and get your work done, whatever you need to do, and you'll have less stress in your life, and then you'll have a lead a balanced life. Or you can just delay your gratification by not buying those desserts and then chips you see, and then you'll live a healthier lifestyle and you'll be healthier. Or you could delay the gratification of resting by working out more right now and become fitter and stronger. So I've been talking about this gratification so much, right? So what exactly is this gratification? Right, like you have all had this question, because people just say these words, but then you need to know what is gratification, right? So gratification is exactly the pleasure you derive from the satisfaction of completing something, some work. So it's actually the pleasure. The problem is our brain cannot differentiate between some insignificant work or some significant work. So the pleasure you derive, let us say by posting something on your Facebook, and the number of likes you get on the post, is very similar to the pleasure you derive from the satisfaction of completing some tough work that you have spent hours upon. So naturally, just think of what task our brain will choose to get the gratification. I mean, brain is always looking for gratification. So your brain will automatically choose the easier task to get the gratification than the tough one. So most of us have this issue. Like, I mean, if you take an example of a work day, we spend the first 1 hour of our workday doing the most gratifying task, like whatever is the easiest, whatever we find, okay, this is whatever makes us happy, we just do it. And then we spend the rest of the time trying to deal with the tougher work, which we struggle. And then by the end of the day, you're already cursing your job and just switch to your Netflix, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. You are ready to do anything other than your work at the end of the day. So the question becomes, how do you get better at delaying gratification, right? Obviously, as I told, like delaying your gratification is essential to make yourself successful. So how do you get better at it? So if you look at just what I just said, right, we tend to give up because we are not able to deliver what we have promised ourselves. And as I said, like brain is always looking for gratification. The brain is not getting that gratification because we are not able to deliver on the promise. So we're continuously losing trust on ourselves. So the brain will look for something else. Our mind will look for something else to gratify us, something that is distraction, that is a distraction to us, or distracting us from the real work what we have to do. So delaying gratification is all about minimizing the distraction from the work we have to accomplish. So to overcome this, we can do a few things. Like we should start small. Just divide your big work, whatever you find it tough, just divide it into pieces so small that you can complete easily. And you can and also find a way to get started quickly on the work. So in one of the sessions, earlier PIM sessions, Vijay sir also was talking about something similar when he gave an example of cleaning our work desk, how we procrastinate doing it because of the how boring it is or how much of work is involved. So he gave an example of just take one task and start with it. And then once you finish it, you get the confidence to do the other things and your mind will automatically plan for other things. So this is about delaying gratification, the gratification of delaying the distractions so that you can finish the work you want to do. So other thing is to be consistent about one thing you want to get better at, and be consistent at it every day. Even if you find it tough, just be consistent at it, spend some time on it every day and aim to become 1% better. That way you are actually you'll find it easier to accomplish your task rather than just procrastinating it. So I will conclude here by emphasizing that delaying gratification is essential for success in life. So as James Clear says, success is all about choosing the pain of discipline over the ease of distraction. Thank you. Over to you, Sabha.
Very nice, yeah.
Awesome speech,
Very
Jayanth.
nice, Dan.
Very nice speech.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Great story.
Thank you.
Very nice.